Welcome back to the channel. Lately we've been dissecting cars that I found at the auction that have been doctored up by third-party sellers, meaning they were bought from an auction from an insurance company, brought back to a shop, and hacked together to make it look like the damage is not as severe as it really was, and then put back in the auction to sell it to some unsuspecting buyer. And I've gotten a lot of comments that say, well, just don't buy a salvage title and you won't have that problem. Well, I'm here to tell you, that ain't gonna save you either. Because our car has a clear title, and actually the vehicle history report doesn't even show an accident. So let's take a look at our brand new Honda with a clear title that's in the auction waiting for a victim. So our vehicle for today is a 2023 Honda HRV Sport. It has a clear title and it's offered by our favorite scammers down in Miami, Florida. Only 1,300 miles. And since it has a clear title, I'd be willing to bet this was a rental car. Let's see. Leased vehicle. Yes, this was a rental car. So this is still under warranty, although it is announced as structural damage in the auction. So a lot of times they will give you a hard time about that. So even though it is a clear title, it might end up with a voided warranty. So let's see if it's worthy of being voided. We don't have a seller down here, so we know it's a third-party auction car. Let's take a look at it. Doesn't look too bad from here. I mean, it's brand new. It shouldn't. An inside picture. We're got a knee bolster airbag that's cut out. We got a driver's airbag that's cut out. We have a curtain airbag that's cut out. Pretty standard for auction scammers to cut the airbags out. Oh, hey. You're not supposed to be able to see that. So it looks like we have a new front bumper because I don't see any damage on it. Don't know how it would have damaged everything under here unless it was hit down low. We're missing a grill. We're missing this plastic piece. They got one, but not the other. Our hood doesn't line up very well. We have no ambient temperature, probably because there's no sensor there. It's not running in the picture. It's in neutral. And we have all the dash emojis on this one. Back seat looks all right. There's our VIN. Well, we definitely have some issues here. We have no bumper reinforcement. We have no cooling, which we kind of knew. It looks like our engine mount exploded over here. We have some damage on the cat. It almost looks like the cat is crushed. You have to hit something pretty hard to crush a cat. So I'd be willing to bet this might have a hole behind this cat. We definitely have an alternator that's broken. Since it doesn't go into park, we probably have a transmission that's not doing too well. Our frame rails don't look like they're collapsed. This one looks like it's pushed in a little bit on the inside, same with this one. So it looks like it hit something in the center. This has definitely been a replaced bumper. There's no way you get to all this without damaging this bumper. So that's a new bumper. I say it hit something in the center. Not another vehicle. We'd have crushed frame rails here. So I'm thinking maybe a pole, tree. We definitely have some damage back here. So I'm thinking this engine got shoved back. They stole the mass airflow sensor. Come on, guys. At least give us that. All right, well, we got a fob. The rest of it doesn't look too bad. Our fenders don't have any damage, and it doesn't seem like they've been replaced. The bumper's definitely been replaced. It's a different color. And it looks like the hood might be a different color. Hard to tell from this angle. Real easy to tell from this angle. Yeah, that hood is definitely a different color than the fenders. and the bumper, well, the hood and the bumper match. So if the fenders are original, it definitely hit something up the center like a pole or a tree or something like that, because otherwise the headlights would have destroyed it. So I'm wondering if the headlights are replaced or if they're original. Let's see what our 360 looks like. Body-wise, he's in great shape. Wish we had a interior 360. We could see what the headliner looked like, but I'm sure it's going to be torn up. I'm sure they didn't bother to fix that if they just cut the airbags out. So what do you guys think? What do you think it looked like before? Let's find out. Enhance. 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 Well, that answers that. Definitely hit a pole. So our headlight was missing, our bumper reinforcement, and now we know how we got the engine so damaged. The hood was definitely replaced. Biohazard, so there's probably blood inside that they cleaned up. Or didn't clean up, I don't know. There's our curtain airbag that went off, our steering wheel, our knee bolster. Looks like that steering column might be collapsed. That lever should not be that close to the dashboard. So I'm thinking that somebody ate the steering wheel. So we're going to have some seat belts to replace, steering column. Maybe blood up there. Not sure. No mileage. Gap's pretty far off there. I don't know if this molding was in the car or they bought one. There's some molding over here as well. Man, they hit that pole hard. Wish we had an under hood picture of this. Probably couldn't get it open. So, for everyone that tries to defend these guys and the nonsense that they pull, there's no defending this one. You are clearly trying to cover up huge damage underneath the hood. Like, the complete drivetrain is junk, and I'd be willing to bet these frame rails are probably bent further back. This is a fantastic parts car if you're looking for body parts. But that's about it. I'm sure that there's a few people out there that are going to defend these scammers and say that they're not scamming anybody. You can clearly see that there was a problem. You can see the engine. But why would they have put a hood on it and a bumper and a headlight and made the front end look decent if they weren't trying to scam somebody? Why not just take it apart and put it back in the auction as it was and leave the parts in the back? Well, it's because they're trying to hide something from somebody. And if you're not paying attention and you just see clear title and you see a whole front end, and you might think that maybe it just went over something. Maybe it just needed some cooling and, maybe an oil pan. But once you get into it, it might need a lot more than that. I'm guessing engine, trans, all the front end assembly. I don't know those headlights are any good. I'm sure the tabs are probably broken. They're probably eBay specials held in with wood screws. They didn't take good enough pictures for us to verify that, but it wouldn't surprise me. Then you got to buy all the airbags for the inside. And the biggest thing I'd be worried about is what the frame rails and the firewall look like, because that engine went back into the firewall. What did it collapse inside? If it collapsed enough, then it just starts destroying heater boxes and everything underneath the dash. That's going to take a lot of work to repair. And then the frame rails underneath the cowl, how bad are those? Because that fender gap on the driver's side was pretty wide, so something moved in there. Was it just the fender? I don't know. I'd have to look at this one in person. This is one that I wouldn't even take a gamble on, clear title or not. So I hope this helps you guys know what to look for in the auction and just how far these scammers are willing to go to try to cover up damage. And if you aren't already, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to keep doing more of these so that hopefully we're all educated so that these guys don't make any money and they just knock this crap off. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.